Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're playing the game Palia, and I want you to be prepared that there's going to be some queue times today. The game released today to the general public. It's in beta access. It's free to play. You just need to go to palia.com and download their downloader and install the game. The queue times, when I started my queue time, it put me in 10,000 queue. And it took about 15 minutes before I got into the game. Now, pre-playing before today, it was only about a minute or two before it let me into the game. But then again, I had a beta invite before the masses got in. Now, it's free to play, so you're definitely going to have higher queue times. So just be patient, and like I said, 10, 15 minutes, they'll let you in. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about the game today was money. How do you get the most bang for your buck? Now, I started my plots here. As you can see, I got some weeds going on here. Now, the game allows you to unweed these things by hitting F. It also allows you to buy certain fertilizers that will stop the weeds from growing. And and there's certain fertilizers that will allow you to use less water. The thing with growing the crops in this game, that seems to be the slowdown. If I hit R here and go to my water container, I gotta actually go fill it. Let me just go over to this water source and fill it. The thing is if they're not watered, they're not gonna grow. So you need to figure out the best way to manage your fields. Now, I looked into how Palia does their field management or their crop management in this game, and it works like the Three Sisters here in real life, like squash, beans, and corn. They've done that system in the game. Now, I haven't done the planting in that way here on the server yet, because I had already planted these carrots when I went online and did some research about the best planting mechanics for this game. The best bang for your buck is tomatoes. Tomatoes return more resources than any other thing that you can plant. So I think when you pull a carrot out, these are tomatoes right here that I'm growing. When you pull a tomato out, it will give you like 3 to 4 tomatoes when you harvest. Whereas the other products only give you 1 to 3. So you're getting more returns from the tomatoes. Now, I want to talk to you about how this system works. They've made it so that the crops, like I said, the Three Sisters, if you ever heard of that growing method in real life, they've made it so that kind of works in this game, where certain crops planted together will return the most bang for your buck, and will make it so that you don't have to water them as often, and almost to a point where you don't have to water them at all, because watering them is the part that slows it down. So if they need water, they're not going to grow. So if you're offline and they need water, they're not growing. So I'm going to, if you look at the square here, this 3x3, this is one plot that they give you in the game, and then this is your second plot that you can put down in the game. So I'm going to stand on the squares, and I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Where I'm standing, you need to plant a tomato. Then here, you need to plant rice. And then here, you need to plant a tomato. Then here, you want to plant a potato. Then you want to plant a wheat here. Then you want to plant a potato. And then here, you want to plant a tomato. And here you want to plant a rice, and here you want to plant a tomato. And if you plant based on what I just said, and I'll go over it one more time, in that square, you'll get the point where you probably only have to water it once. It will grow quickly, and you'll get the biggest bang for your buck, because the way the system works with the matching of the items, or the plants. So here's tomato, rice, tomato, potato, wheat, potato, tomato, rice, tomato. Now, like I said, the tomatoes are going to give you the most return. So if you did your whole field with tomatoes and you knew you were playing and you were going to be around to water it, then you'd be good to go and you'll get the most coinage out of it. And like I was saying, that you can buy fertilizers in this game from the vendor in town that allows you to put a certain fertilizer down that doesn't require much watering, and there's a fertilizer you can put down that doesn't allow the weeds to take over. Because if the weeds take over, then the plant also stops growing until you pull the weeds. The method that I've just told you, planting tomato, rice, tomato, and what I just said, actually fights against weeds, it fights against the water, it actually makes it so that the system works perfect within each other. And then the game designer made it that way, gonna make it like real life kind of thing, because we know in real life when we put certain crops together, it's hands-free. You just plant them and you're done. And as long as Mother Nature rains every once in a while, it gets done. Now, there's no rain in this game. It doesn't seem like that's the case. Maybe in the future they'll do that. It doesn't seem like it ever rains, so it seems like you're always having to water your stuff yourself. But if you do what I have suggested you to do, then you'll get the most returns. Now, like I was saying with the gold, you take to get gold, the coins. I call it gold in this game, but it's it's gold coins. You put the tomatoes or your products in here, and then you get gold for the gold coins for it, and that's how the system works. So if I drag this morsel over here, I get 8 coins for that. I don't get it right off the bat. I have to wait 4 minutes. There's like a guy or a little pack guy that comes by and empties your bin every half hour, and whatever's in the bin, he just gives you the coins for it. And that's how it works, folks. And if you take my suggestion there and plant the way I'm suggesting you to plant, then I think you'll be happy. Now, again, I planted these carrots prior to knowing this information, so I'm just waiting for these carrots to finish up, and then I'm going to plant based on what I have suggested. All right, well, thank you for joining me, and this has been The Tarkus Zone.